Our scene is the White House in Washington, D.C., where our new president is just settling in and starting to make America great again.
Roby, Spicy, where are you guys?
Here I am, Mr. President.
Well?
Oh, yes, Mr. President. I'd like to thank you so much for letting me serve you, sir, the greatest president in our history.
And I'd like to thank you so much for letting me serve you, sir, the greatest president in our history, period.
Right. Well, I suppose that's good enough for the moment. Now just remember, you're privileged to be working for me because I am the greatest. You know that, right? I am the greatest. Now where's Jared?
Jared's preening, Mr. President, sir.
Jared's still preening? How long does it take? Never mind. What's our progress on draining the swamp?
Draining the swamp, Mr. President?
Yeah, draining the swamp. You remember? Draining the swamp. It was one of those things I kept talking about in my speeches. So what have you done about it for me?
Well, nothing yet, sir. I was waiting for some guidance from you, sir.
Why? I mean, I've done the great thing here winning the election. Seems to me that a few people around here are letting me down.
Yes, Mr. President. Oh, and I've sent an instruction to the cabinet to find 20% savings in their departments.
Great! See how easy it is when you try? Why, I'll have the whole federal government reformed and working hard before I know it.
Yes, and I'm looking at slimming down our own White House budget.
You're doing what? I didn't mean our part of the swamp, you idiot. Did I ever say, even once, that I wanted to drain our part of the swamp?
No, Mr. President. I just thought that if you promised to drain the swamp, that means that you would be...
Are you telling me what I mean, Proby?
Well, no, Mr. President. Perhaps if we work through an agenda and you explain the detail of your policies...
What? You haven't been listening to me for the past year? Look at all my speeches, my tweets. You just have to read them and you'll know what I want. Because, I say exactly what I mean. You know that, don't you?
Yes, of course, Mr. President. But just to make sure we understand exactly, I mean, none of us have your genius, sir.
Well, I suppose you've got a point there. None of you are anywhere near me. But Proby, I'm really concerned here. I'm going to have to do a lot of hard work and explain things just because you haven't paid enough attention to what I've been saying. But not now. Now I think it's golf time. And it's partly your fault, Proby, why you've let me down so much. I need a good game of golf to perk me up. And when I get back, you better not let me down again. I mean, wanting me to explain what I mean? You should be able to work that out for yourself.
Yes, Mr. President. I'll set the apprentices working through all your speeches and tweets.
Oh, Donnie Daddy, good morning.
Good morning, Ivanka, daughter of the greatest president in history.
Period, Mr. President.
What?
You're the greatest president in history, period.
Well, yes, of course. But you're interrupting me again, Spicy. The cheeks, Spicy. Remember, the cheeks were still flapping. You don't go interrupting when the cheeks are still a-flapping.
I'm sorry, Mr. President. I'm just so keen to serve you, I forgot.
Well, that's your last warning, Spicy. Watch out where the cheeks are flapping. Now, Ivanka Pumpkin, is Jared finished preening yet?
Not yet, Donnie Daddy, but he got up real early to start, so he should be finished soon.
Well, I need him. I need him to work out this world peace thingy for me.
But Donnie Daddy, you'll overwork him. I mean, peace for the whole world? That's just too much work for my darling Jared. Oh, by the way, he said to thank you and let you know what an honor it was to be serving you. But the whole world? It's just too much.
Okay, well, he can start off with just a small bit of it. I know, the Middle East. That's not such a big area. Wrapped up in no time.
Great idea, Mr. President. That's why you're the greatest president the country will ever have.
Well, I think that's enough work, making America great again for one day. Probus, I'm off to the golf course. get the chopper ready.
Yes, Mr. President. Don't you want to brief Jared on his mission?
What for? He knows what I want. World peace, it's simple. How hard can that be? Huh. No wonder you Washington people never get anything done. You just keep complicating things. It's simple. I want world peace. Never mind. I'll call Jared when he's finished preening. Ivanka, my little peach blossom, do you want to come golfing with me?
Oh no, Donnie Daddy. Jared might be a little while yet. And anyways, I've got some work to get back to.
Work? But you've already been at it for at least 40 minutes. Don't go burning yourself out. You know you've got to pace yourself for the next 4 years.
It's okay, Donnie Daddy. I won't overdo things. You know finding other people's speeches to copy isn't easy. It's hard work. But you know I'm up for hard work for you, Donnie Daddy. You know you shouldn't be afraid to use me more. Actually, I'm not quite sure what exactly you want me to do. Jared's job is straightforward. World peace. That's easy. But what do you want me to do?
Well, Cupcake, I suppose you can make speeches to all those people I don't like talking to.
Which people?
Oh, all those really nice people I had dealing with. You know, like the United Nations and Women's Group. Now, don't get me wrong. I like women. Actually, I love women. And women love me. But it's those women's rights group I don't like. They pretend to be really nice, but they're not. They don't let me touch them, which is so unfair. You know, that's my test. I grab a woman by the pussy, and if they don't like it, I know they're not really nice. But enough of that. Look at that clockometer thing. I'm working overtime. Now, I'm off to the golf course before I collapse from exhaustion.
Yes, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. President.
And there we leave the President in sunny Washington, D.C., busy making America great again.